FutureDad 48, Understate Your Success. Quote, "The understatement is the English contribution to comedy." Jim Davis. I was initially going to call this essay FutureDad 48, Downplay Your Success. I changed it to Understate for 5 reasons. By explaining these 5 reasons in detail, I will also convey the underlying reason for this overall approach. Hence, that is the essay, more or less. 1. Le mot juste. 2. Being dignified. 3. Modesty. 4. Frenemies. 5. Cheerleaders. 1. Le mot juste. It feels satisfying to be precise with language. When there is le mot juste for a particular occasion, then using it is irresistible, especially when it's a neglected word. People who use le mot juste regularly in conversation stand out as erudite and witty. They're very rare indeed. I travelled a lot in the past and met many prominent business leaders, but encountered only a handful of people like this. Luckily, if you're not eloquent in speech, you can make up for it in writing, with more time to hunt for the right word. Understate is the right word. It neatly captures the balance between fact and appropriate, not excessive modesty. None of the alternative words do that, as far as I can tell, as I will touch on next. 2. Being dignified. If I were to use downplay, it suggests that I want you to soft pedal or diminish your success. That is not my intent. For example, and I will use this whimsical example in the rest of the essay, so get used to it. If someone asks you, "Did you beat the county long jump record?" and you say, "Yes, but," then everything afterwards is downplaying it. It is a weak response. You shouldn't be ashamed of your success, so don't be. Nor should you give the impression that you are, or that you want to give that impression. It's a peculiarly British affliction, but not exclusively so. Perhaps it's fearful avoidance of the tall poppy syndrome. There's no reason to feel awkward about being better at something than the people around you. Maybe you are better, maybe you aren't. That's none of your concern. By contrast, a dignified, understated response is the mark of a gentleman, of which there are vanishingly few in the 21st century. Modesty. Note that I have said understate gives the correct balance of modesty and truth. This is not the case with underrepresent. It is excessively modest, bordering on falsehood. If you did beat the county long jump record, then the answer to the original question of "did you?" is simply yes. No matter if the previous record stood for 50 days or 50 years, there is no need to qualify it further unless asked. The very chord to strike here is in the overlap of truth and preservation of detail. Providing the correct answer and saying only enough but no more. People do it well when asked about a new job. They rightly say they won the job without distasteful details of salary and bonus. No one should come away from a conversation with you doubting the facts. Instead, what they hear is discretion. And given your reputation, the details are likely to be even more impressive. 4. Frenemies. When you understate, it allows the audience to know there's no evasion, but that there could be something else to know. If you simply say yes to the long jump record question, then any naturally curious person asking in good faith will want to know the long jump length, the previous record, and how long it stood. So the simple answer yes, if met with silence, reveals those too envious to inquire further. In fact, it takes a bizarre lack of curiosity to not ask. Imagine if you told a friend that you were writing a book and he didn't immediately ask, "What's it about?" Envy is likely to be hiding under the silence, evidence of the dog which did not bark. Although in this case the dog is not friendly, it still reveals the truth. It means you must put distance between yourself and these frenemies. They will be a tapeworm in your life until they tire of playing nice and betray you in a cowardly way. 5. Cheerleaders. People tend to leap to your defence when you have an unimpeachable reputation. It pays to have people cheerlead for you behind your back. One surefire way to attain that is via people's natural tendency to gossip. If you always understate your achievements, then they'll be happy to enthuse to others that he won't mention it, but I heard it was a record that had been in place for 50 years. You will even hear feedback about yourself that you are classy. Now, since you read FutureDad 9, Superpowers Part 2, Stoicism, you won't care about this externality, this branding. It merely reinforces the truth of your achievement. Alternative and exception. The alternative to this modest, dignified approach is to proclaim your achievement to all, whenever the chance presents. Some do this proudly and are painful to listen to. Others do it covertly, steering the conversation in the desired direction, their achievements. In a stealthy way, they think. If you do either, no one will want to hear about it ever again. You are a boaster. No one likes a boaster. Then there is the one clear exception. You will have thought of this if you've been paying attention. A job interview. Only then are you expected to volunteer details of your achievements unprompted, so do so. Conclusion. Wise observers know you're not your achievements. To them, boasting sounds like the struggles of someone in a self-esteem quicksand. At the other end of the spectrum, downplaying your success just gives a wet blanket impression of you. Avoid this false modesty. Instead, stick to essential facts. Be understated, to present yourself in a dignified, masculine way, the healthy byproduct of a quiet and unassailable confidence. Future Dad.